Alright, so in this tutorial, the first thing we are going to be doing, we are going to be changing the class name of this class of box. We are going to be changing it to another class name right here. So what we are going to do is that we're going to copy this style CSS. So we want to have a default styling instead of doing this dot style, this dot style. So we want to turn this to say box dash animate. So this is going to be an animation box instead of just we are really doing some kind of a static box that is not doing anything. So this one is going to be doing something. So let's just go ahead and set animation. So our animation name that we want to use is animate. Well, that's what you want to use. And animation delay that we want to delay is 1 second, and the duration animation duration, what am I doing? Animation duration is 1 second. 1 second is small, maybe 3 seconds is good. The animation iteration count, so iteration is not inter, is iteration count. So I want it to be infinite, so the animation is going to run forever, as we know. It's going to be infinite. What else again? I think it's cool. So let's just go ahead and fire up our animation. So what we need is add keyframes. So identifier, so is animate. I've done this tutorial before where I teach about animation. If you don't understand, please and please go back into the videos, look at it again, understand what I'm doing right here. Okay, zero, it's from 0%. So what we want to do is that we just want to move around margin margin from left from 0%. What kind of style? I'm thinking of a very reasonable style. That's why I'm pausing down. Margin from the left should be 20 pixels, 120 pixels. Then we want it to go back from the right. We want to push it to 120 pixels, and we can change the background color. We can decide to be, this is going to be very simple, 100 to this is 50. Then we can say background of tomato. We can say background of dark blue, okay, that's nice. When it's finally 100%, please and please, if you don't understand what I'm actually doing here, please refer to the tutorial, animation tutorial. I can say maybe light blue. So this one is not going to have anything like margin padding. Okay, so animation direction, I want to animation direction alternates reverse, so that's what I want to put. All right, this is nice. Now, so right before time, we know that this div belongs to the class of box. So after some manipulation with JavaScript, we want to change the class to box animate, and that's what we want to do. Let's go ahead and just try this up. It's really nice now. So I'm going to just leave this function right there, then create another function that says change class. So let's make this element a global element, so a global variable. I explained what a global variable is. That a global variable is a kind of a variable that is accessible within all functions as long as they are embedded in that script. So once we try to put it here, so it's a global variable. If you try to put any variable we declare within a function, is called a local scope or a local variable. So that's very important, you know. So once it's a div element, dot class, so this is it, class name is equals to box dash animate. So that's all. This is very, it is very very simple. So div elements, then the class name of it is equals to box animate. So nobody is calling this. Let's go ahead and call it. So we don't say change class, so change class. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got this. So, and also I realized that, okay, this is nice, this is really nice. Let's check our DOM to really check what is happening. So we need to check our DOM. This is our DOM, this is our document, and we have it. Let's just click on change class. So immediately I click on change class, you are going to realize that these are what's called, this particular class change from box to box animate. I can refresh this again for you to see. So if I click, if you are looking at it right here, we have class is equals to box, but immediately I click right here, you can see the class name changed to box animate. And for some reason, or for some kind of a reason, I don't know why, our animation is not really working. Let's just test it. That is why it's always good to test everything before we move on. Animate, let me see. Oh, even when we don't even use it, it's not even working. So let's see what we are missing here. Animate, so we are missing a right here, and she works. So our animation starts working already, so we can reverse the document back to where it was before. So let's just put it back to box before. Fine, let's refresh this. Nothing is work, but immediately I click the class of change class, so you see animation begin to happen within our web page, and that is because I'm able to change the class from what's it called, from a class of box to the class of box animate that we set up in the CSS. And that is how you can manipulate the DOM within their what's called JavaScript class. So this is really nice. So what if you want to create another button that take it back to where it came from? And that is very simple. We can just go ahead and create a function of a class that say, okay, you are not changing the class, you restore the class. So restore class, and that's so simple, too simple. Just restore the class back to where it came from. Then we grab this, then we know this is not change class, this is gonna restore the class. So restore class. Let's refresh this. So if I change the class, animation begins to work. If I click on restore class, then it's back to where it came from. And this is how people use JavaScript and CSS to create game. As you can see, I can name this one start, then it starts moving there. I can even create an animation that will allow you to keep on moving without coming back, because I'm using alternate reverse. That is why it's doing this through and flow movement. So maybe I have a little animated moving GIF image like that of Mario. Then I can just click start, and Mario is going to begin to move here, or let me say down, it's going to move here. Then I can say stop. So that is how people use to create game. If you love game, just take your time to sit down and study how you can create game with JavaScript, a browser game, yeah, a console game they call it. So once you have the idea of, sorry, a browser game they call it, once you have the idea of a browser game, you'll be able to go ahead and do some other stuff. All right, that's enough. See you in the next tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create an element that doesn't exist even in your HTML. You're going to create it with JavaScript.